Mm. Kia ora, Marco.
Kia ora. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Oh, that's good. I'm not putting my video on because I'm in the darkness.
Kapai, that's fine.
Good to be here.
Paiana. Hold on, I just messed up my screen. Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh, it's
Dongy. Okay.
Oh, real.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Hi, Paiana. All of a sudden though, like a little bit like nasally because I had the aircon on today.
Yeah.
Not the one. But anyway, and like I'm just gonna start no matter who's here. So like in 1 minute, we'll have our karakia and then we'll jump on.
Oh,
How are
I'm
you?
lying in bed. I'm
Oh,
good.
mate.
I'm lying in sorry. That's why I don't want to put my camera on. But
Totally.
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome.
Getting used to being back home. Well, actually I've been back home for a while now, so no, it's good.
Oh, you're back home.
I moved home in May.
Yeah. May.
Yeah, May.
Jeez, it feels like worlds between when I talk to you. I feel like you weren't home when I last talked to you. I'm like, May, what's the month? Where are we?
Yeah, it is like that, eh?
All right. Are you all good over there though?
Yeah, we're all good here. We did have an earthquake tonight though. Like just before 8 o'clock maybe.
There you go. Okay.
Far out, yeah, no.
All right.
But man, just been doing handi karakias, that's all I can do.
Hard. Speaking of karakia, let's go into it. Do you have one? Otherwise, I'm just gonna. I'll put. On.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the karakia I thought.
All right. Okay. So if you and I here, but Kapai will start. I want to be on time. So
Okay.
all right, karakia. Whakapakatahau ki te uru, whakapakatahau ki te tonga, kia mākina kina ki uta, kia mātaratara ki tae, e hi aki ana, te atukura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, i hei mauri ora.
Tihei mauri ora.
Ai, so, that's our karakia. It's my first one of these I'm doing this year. I had this idea to hold a wānanga every Wednesday, mainly because one of my cousins posted up like a mean ass question. And I was like, we should just like wānanga on like random things, like that and hold space. Like, I think I'm going to start this. And then today I was, posting up some things. And I was like, that's not really what's needed right now, I guess. And so I wanted to open up the space just for us to come together. I'll go into that in a little bit. But so firstly, before I go any further, just want to, because I'm not at home, I'm not back home, so I wanted to acknowledge that Wānau people of the Kulin Nation, the whenua that I am sitting on here in Nam. This whenua that's very dry and very calm and peaceful right now. So just giving thanks to their, to their tangata, moimoia, past, present, and future, just for holding the space so that we can come together and have this corridor. And just going into kind of the intentions. As I said, I just wanted to open up the space. I was sharing some corridor on like the mahi that I do, and that's all well and good, like it's useful, but also just coming from back home, just being there last week, and just obviously being connected to the wildness that is going on our whenua back home. I was like, well, actually, let's actually do something that's needed. Yeah, so uh I'm gonna just talk as if, because there's another thing. This has been shared onto my YouTube channel, but it's private. And by the end of it, by the end of this Wānanga, and each of these Wānanga will decide if it should be public, because
Mm-hmm.
with Wānanga is that we just don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah,
um,
hard out.
yeah, and yeah, so we will pretty much after this, we will let the weaving, let the Wānanga begin. But as you know, Coco, we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know where that weaving will lead and what will open up for people. We just open the space and then we let the weaving begin. So if personal things start coming out or whatever it may be, and yeah, we'll just decide at the end, and I'll know as well. But yeah, I'll kind of just ask or see how we roll if it should be public, because yeah, it could get quite personal,
Yeah,
maybe.
a bit heavy,
All right,
maybe.
so yeah, we'll decide that.
Mhm.
But that's just to kind of um reiterate that this is a safe space first and foremost before it's um knowledge or maybe entertainment or something for people to watch. It's a safe space first for those that have shown up. um
Yeah, kapai.
that's all I really
No.
have to say, Co. So I think, did you have anything to add just by me saying that? No, I do have a few other points, but I feel like just to take a breath in.
No, I am totally open to whatever you feel is right. Like whatever, yeah, you feel is right to do. That
Okay.
it's I'm totally like it's all good. I'm all good.
Hey,
Wherever this may lead.
I,
Mm.
um,
So yeah,
and just
whainua.
kapai. At the end, 7:55, we'll aim for karakia whakamutunga, and just to wrap up with our same karakia. Um, there
Kapai.
on time, 2022 was the year of not being on time for me. So, so I would love for 2023 to be like before time. I so
Kapai.
we'll wrap up at that point. All right. So there's a few other people just coming in. I'm gonna leave the screen up here just so people can see.
Yeah,
Um, but I this is our space for 45 minutes. Kirana May. I'm just jamming. Feel free to type or say hi. This is our space for 45 minutes. The beauty of Wānanga is that, as I was mentioning before, is it's about weaving, and we don't know what form that weaving, like what shape that weaving will take. Um, but if we just think about raranga or weaving in Te Ao Māori, oh, in all indigenous cultures, weaving sustains us as a people, and it carries our kai, our food, or we were able to wear it, or be warmed by it. Um, I to It sustained us, and so this is what Wānanga kind of means for me as well. Is it's about sustaining, helping us sustain ourselves and each other. Um, Today I just kind of looked around on socials and I was like thinking of the people back home that I would love to reach out to, but they literally have no power and probably are just under the pressure. And I was like,
mm,
what could how could those of us that aren't in it, how can we hold that space for them? And yeah, just uplift the collective spirit. You say, let's lift, singing lifts us, our spirits. Well, Wānanga for us as Indigenous is about lifting spirits. We come in, we don't know what to expect, but we walk away with something and we feel sustained and we feel grounded again. So I that's what Wānanga is to me. Maybe we can start with what what Wānanga or workshop or gathering as a collective, whatever the word you want to use, what does it mean for you? Anyone? I'm not really gonna, we're just jump in when you want.
Wānanga. Wānanga for me is, getting together with whānau, friends, whomever it may be, us right here, right now, and just sharing our whakaaro and our kōrero and putting it out there. And just conversating with one another to see where it will lead to.
Ai, tika.
Wānanga is for everything, for hui, for kura, for haka, for Wānanga is for everything. Like ngā kete o e toru, it's filling up our baskets to gain more knowledge than before we came to this Wānanga. Like pretty much exactly what you just said. We leave with more knowledge in our baskets. That's, for me, that's what Wānanga is.
And I was thinking about this too. It's different. Like when we say workshop, the word in English, like it's sort of the same, but it's not. And the way that you put it, is just so spot on, because the difference between workshop maybe is that there's a set agenda that we're gonna kind of go through or hope to achieve, but with Wānanga, it's it's the unknown. We don't know where we're gonna end up. But we trust that we're gonna walk away with something. To put it now, we know that's why we're coming to the Wānanga, because we know that our kete is gonna
be filled with something.
Yeah. Whether it's like the littlest seed that will grow into like a huge tree, or like heaps of kai, whatever. Massive.
I'm just trying to think of this whakatauki, and it says, he aha te mahi a te rangatira, he whakatira i te iwi. So what is the work of a rangatira, or like a leader? And it is to bring the iwi together, to bring the people together. And Wānanga, like exactly what you're doing right now, trying to get all the people to come together and have a kōrero, a discussion about what's happening on the whenua at the moment, or like whatever it may be.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm gonna go back, listen to that, and write that one down. Tika, and like you may have seen my post or whatever it may be, and come here with like something you want to say, maybe don't know what you're gonna say. Maybe you're listening to this because there's something you're thinking about, but this one, this right here, like let's bring it back to where we are. I've been thinking about this over the last couple of hours. It's really a space for you to for us to feel, talk, share, like about anything, because this time is so tender, because we're so connected to the whenua, to the land. It's so tender. Like I've been, e tangi ana au I tēnei ahiahi. I've been crying like this afternoon a lot, and it's just like, you don't know why, but there's all the, there can be emotions. There's a lot of emotions, right? And so this space is just here in case you just wanted like a timeout from life, and just to come and sit and listen and normalize some of the ways you've been feeling. Or maybe you actually
Mm,
do want to like etangi, like you do want to cry, or you do want to like speak to, I don't know, your whānau, or you want to share a memory about your whenua. Um, yeah, whatever it may be. But tonight's intentions and focus is on whānau and on whenua, and how those two
mm,
things are really like they're connected. And that's why we may be feeling the way we're feeling.
yeah.
I
I when I seen the post about the marae last night, it was flood. Did you see the marae that's been flooded?
Yeah, that's my sister's marae in Napier.
Yes.
That's
Oh
her
my
marae.
lord. So when I seen that, my heart just dropped. Like my whole wairua just dropped because I just felt so like mama and so just real. Like I can't even explain it. I can't even explain the feeling, but it's just like there's no words. Like my heart just dropped, and then like straight up all night last night, I was just doing mad. I was just doing karakia all night, like in my sleep. Before I went to sleep, when I woke up, when I was conscious, I would just go back to karakia because I was just praying that we wouldn't like that wouldn't happen to my marae because we're safe here in Otaki, we're safe, but I was just praying to the atuas that it wouldn't come here because I know that that would probably be the same situation with my marae would probably get washed away, like it's pretty like because we're on the river.
Mm.
So it just like my heart just sank when I seen that marae. And then there's a few more marae that have been flooded, like Kaiwhata marae and Fielding, which is like an hour away from us. And it's just like it puts everything into perspective. Like, wow, we are losing, like our marae are getting flooded. And to me, that is like it feels like a death. It feels like a death in the whānau. Like it's just so heavy. It's so taumaha, and I just feel for all the whānau who belong to the marae that there's just no words that can explain how painful and namai it is to see marae in that state. It's very oh yeah, it's very pody and mamai, and I just feel for the iwi and the hapu and the whānau of the marae that have been like affected. There's like honestly no words. It's just yeah, it's like ka tangi hotu te ngākau. It's just I'd be devastated to see that happen to my marae. Like it'll be like you're in a state of mourning because
Right.
yeah, it's really heartbreaking to see to see to see that. Like yeah, it's very mamai. And have you been able to conversate with whānau, or is like are they have do they have no power or anything?
I have some whānau, like my mama, she's in Waipawa, so
Are
and
they all are they all right?
yeah, she's all right. Um, one of our sisters, May Celeste, she's in Napier, so and right in like Bayview, which is
Mm,
yeah, right, and that moana is already very aggressive and
that's scary.
wild. So yeah, it, I have been able to speak to them, but it's just like talking to them. I don't know. Something was like something. It was something about like talking to people who are just needing to do the mahi and like be,
Mm,
like keep do their mahi there. Like it's sort of like we're coming together as a collective to like say karakia and speak supportively and all of that, like from over here. And even though they may not hear it, it's like just us giving this hour to share space and like give all of our aroha and share our words and all of that. I just believe that matters, you know. I believe that it will have some sort of impact um for them. I don't know how, but yeah, I just felt that strongly today that yeah, we just can't talk to them. So we've got to let them get on with their mahi and try and rebuild and everything. And it's a nuisance if we're like, hey, how you going? You know, it's like it's not fucking like how's your holiday? Like it's like life, you know, it's real life shit. And so just like giving them that space, but also holding this space here, yeah, I think and so that they can feel supported. That's what I um sort of wanted for this. I I can't even fucking breathe right now. If someone else can talk.
I just wanted to so that whakatauki, he aha te kai a te rangatira, he kōrero, he aha te tohu a te rangatira, he manaaki, and he aha te mahi a te rangatira, he whakatira i te iwi. So I just think everything that you're doing right now is mahi a te rangatira, he whakatira i te iwi. So I just want to acknowledge you and all your mahi, Coco, for everything that you do. And even though people can't hear our conversation, it's the modi, the energy that we're putting out there, that good stuff. So we're not, you know, it's trying to like hiki the wairua, like trying to lift the wairua instead of doing the opposite.
Yeah. I and thank you, Coco. Like thank you. Even though, you know, it's not about like it's I those that know me know I'm gonna brush that shit off. Like, nah. But I do understand and I thank you for your mihi about bringing the space together. I honestly was like had this like energy today. I was like, yeah, you know, I was um on my shit this morning. I was like, yep, had the energy, was like putting out at my whiteboard, doing the models, doing what I do best. Did another video with another model, and this shit was fire. And then I don't know, I just posted up the videos, and then I was like, I'm posting up like how we can bring self-awareness and all of this. But someone once said, you know, when the ship's going down, people just want a life raft, and like they're not trying to like get onto the cruise ship of life. They just want the life raft. Just fucking help me, I'm sinking. And so that's where my thought came in today was like, yes, this work that I'm doing matters, but it's kind of like cruise ship material. You know, when people have got a dry house power and all of that, like, yeah, cool. They'll be like, and I come from that land, so it's like, what am I up to? So um I was like, yes to that work for those that are dry and like in a safe space, and then like this work also matters. And so I changed my complete focus onto like, let's gather the people. And I just went handies on like messaging people just to get us all together. Um, I, yep. Kia ora, Solana. I know you're friends with May. I listen to your music.
How are you?
I'm so good,
Yeah.
sister.
Thanks for doing this. Really glad to be here.
So, Solana, just for a bit of backstory, what we were saying is that Wānanga in our world and Māori is just about weaving, really. Weaving a basket, weaving. It's us, we are all the strands, and we don't really know where it's going to go. And then on also for May, who's jumped on after I said this is being shared out to my YouTube channel, but it's on private at the moment. And then we'll decide at the end, and I'll kind of get a good sense at the end if this is something that should be shared publicly for other people to hear or not, because the nature of Wānanga is that it can go wherever and emotion may come up or things, yeah, it may become heavy and it may just not be appropriate to be shared to the public. And safety is probably not probably, it is the priority for those in here first. And then, if it's something that can be watched and used as knowledge for others, then that's fine if it's appropriate. So I just wanted to reiterate that. I should probably put that on my post the next time so I don't have to keep repeating it. Um, I.
I'm loving this. Thank you.
I know how to fill space quite easily, so I'm just gonna be quiet, take a few breaths, and if you feel called to talk, then please.
Kia ora, I'm just going to introduce myself to everybody. My name is Donna Marie Ropata. I am from Otaki, New Zealand, Aotearoa, and I've known Jade Binyoni for, I feel like, how long was it? I was in Melbourne for 14 years. That was last year, so I knew her before I moved to Melbourne. I knew Jade when she was still living in Hamilton. I think I was 19 years old. No, 18 probably when I met her, and I'm 33 now. So I've known Jade for a very long time. So I just wanted to say kia ora to Solana and May. Tēnā kōrua.
Whereabouts in Hamilton did you both live?
Oh, I didn't live in Hamilton. I just used to go up there and party.
I grew up in the Waikato. I grew up, I don't know if anyone knows where Crawshaw School is. In Norton? Yeah, I grew up there. I went to Kohanga there when I was little. I went to Whitiora Kohanga. And then I went to Whitiora Primary School. And then we moved to Norton, and then I went to Crawshaw School. Yeah, so I was brought up in the Waikato. That's my home.
Oh, memories.
Nice.
How was everything back home? I really enjoyed that moment of silence. Reason being is you could feel our intentions of us sending love back home in this space. And I'm the same. I like filling space. I like filling a space with my words. I don't like it to be silent, but I've learned that silence is also, it speaks louder than words sometimes. And that just that moment of silence, you could feel the heaviness back home, but you could also feel the intention of those that are sending love and strength back there too. Because it is really hard to reach out and ask, are you okay? Because it's not really what we should be asking. And then we don't know in which ways we can help. But on like this space that you've created, sis, is definitely what we're needing as a collective, is to hold it together, weave, and like even now, like I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps right now. Because it's just that intention is so strong, sending that love back home. And, even though they might not hear it, our ancestors and spirit, and they will send it back to them. But you can also feel that our land, Papatunuku, Mother Earth, she's angry, she's upset. You can feel that, and it's not only back home; it's here too. She's like raging, wanting to just cleanse. You can kind of feel like there's a cleanse, or it is cleansing, or she's like telling. There's a message in what's happening, and it's very devastating as well. You can also feel that there's a message behind what's happening. I don't even know if I'm making sense. That just came out. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. So yeah, thank you, sis, for holding the space.
It's really beautiful that you're creating this, because it's exactly like May said, also it's collectively so needed for us to just sit, slow down, be quiet, listen, and send love. And I think it's a very ancient way to do that also. Like when we look at all indigenous cultures all over the world, sometimes it's time to be loud, and sometimes it's time to, yeah, as I said, come together and sit together. So really, thank you. It's also beautiful to be here. I'm not from New Zealand, but I feel for it.
Where are you from, Solana?
I was born in Germany, but I'm Lebanese and Polish, and I grew up between Lebanon and Germany. So I'm more connected to my ancient Arabic heritage, also some Egyptian in the family. So yeah, returning to the roots.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we're we can feel that our ancientness, and that's really what Indigenous means is, our roots still go down.
Yeah, there's similarities also. Like when I sometimes listen to, like I have a lot of those, and sometimes the like old practices where I'm like, that reminds me of a lot of things from our, like the ancient, the occultism or the occult spiritualism and Islamicated ways. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. But a lot of similar beliefs, which is very interesting.
Yes, I've been, and it has been an interesting journey for me, like being out in the World Wide Web, taking up space as someone who wants to create spaces for Indigenous women, but then also knowing that there are people that don't identify as Indigenous in the world, but there is that ancientness, and and it's like most of my teachers, okay, all of my teachers, like none of them are really like Indigenous, Maori, none of them, but they're ancient. So it's like I always struggle with that, but now it's just for me. I'm like, there's this word called what do you call it? Allies. You call like people that don't call themselves Indigenous, they're called allies. I'm like, the fuck is that? But anyway, for me, it feels like that. When I get it, but it's like for me, that feels very like 2020. Whereas the word should be ancient. Like I'm like, oh yep, you're an ancient. Like I can feel it because I can feel it. I can feel that Modi running through them. I don't have, I don't. I can feel their thinking. I can feel the roots. Like I can feel it. Yeah. So that's what I feel here with you here, Solana. Like it's yeah, it's just the ancient. I so yeah. Yeah, let's just do that actually. Let's just not be under any expectation to have to like talk because I really feel that that's becoming a bit redundant. Um yeah, just I really did see this before we got onto the space. Was just like I just feel like we just need to take some deep breaths, together and just breathe. And I'll just drop a few things in here. because that's just my magic and what I do. Um, just gonna drop a few things in here for us to maybe nibble on as we breathe, as well as me sniffing. It's all part of it. I don't really need to tell you, Bree, what to do when it comes to breathing. Do your process. Connect and just be. Just think into this present moment. Rest in it. Feel what's here. Half the trouble is that we don't stop to allow the tears to come out, or the water to come out of us, and to just think. We don't allow that space, as you will all say. We don't. This is the world we live in. Go, go, go. Yeah, when we make space to think, let the water run, in a way we're acknowledging Mother Tuatara, we're acknowledging our whenua, we're acknowledging Mother Earth, we're acknowledging that cyclical nature that she is. It's fucking unnatural to keep going all the time. If we stopped and we slow it a little more often, it wouldn't be so much suppressed, held down, that can potentially erupt. We wouldn't need the big wake up, shake up. We would maintain the clearing, we would maintain it. The beautiful thing is that we have the human experience where people are losing their livelihoods, places like our sacred places like our marae are being washed away. We want to hold compassion for that, and we also want to start asking, how did we get here? Why is this happening? feeling that strength in your being. Whilst having compassion and understanding of a very real experience. I read this thing last week, or not last week, the other day. A lot about people screaming land back, land back. You know, turn the land back to people. There was a post that said, and the land is screaming, people back, come back, people back. My whakaaro, my thoughts are out the gate, as some of you will know. But these times that we endure, you know, really do test us. Test and see what we're made of, and where we're coming from, and where we're living our life from, and how much we're listening, how much we're not. And as you're breathing, if you can feel your body and in the center of your puku, your stomach, you can connect to that place. Feeling your breath going up and down the clear path. You have safety. You have balance. You have clarity. You're safe. This peace that we feel, the safety that we feel, sending that out to wherever you want to send it, or just sitting in it, trusting that that will be sent where it needs to be sent. Taking some deep breaths, and then let's come back and just share for a couple of minutes. Yeah. Just sharing whatever you want. We've got about 6 minutes before I do karakia. I definitely feel lighter. My nose is cleared up a lot. Not that you have to have like, miraculous shit like that happen, but that's just what it is for me. Yeah. Anyone want to share anything? Say anything?
I find the silence and just being together so powerful. There's not much needed, and I love how real this is. It's so needed, especially where everybody's like pretending a lot, just trying to keep fake images and spending their focus and energy onto the absolute wrong things. And there's so much noise and chaos. And this is such a beautiful reminder to stay real and be really present and focus on the things that actually matter. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I agree. I felt that too. Just taking those breaths together and being in silence and definitely made me feel present to be, because on social media or the internet or TV, we're hearing the news and we've got this fear being built up in us of, is our family okay? Is our land okay? And there's just constant emotions just going. Then there's frustration, and then there's this like us not being useful here. How can we help our family back home? So there's feeling useless. It's all these emotions, and just being here and being reminded to be present and just to be silent and feeling. So even at the beginning I felt heavy, but those breaths made me feel lighter because I thought of home. I thought of my upbringing. I thought of my family back home. And then I just sent love to them. And I haven't had that time to do that because I'm again on the go. So this space reminded me to just breathe and just be in silence and be present so I can send that love back home. So thank you.
You're so welcome, sis.
Yeah, te toko hia ngā kōrero kua kōrero here. I totally agree with everything being said. It's so nice sitting in your peace. Yeah, I've been feeling a bit heavy lately, just like being here home, and everybody seems to be living in fear a lot, and I'm just trying to remind people that, just trying to remind myself that we shouldn't, don't have to live in fear. Yeah, and just having that moment, so powerful. It brought a lot of just sense of calmness over what's been happening in the whānau at the moment. So it's in this environment. So it's really, it was really needed, Coco. So thank you so much for creating the space for us to be able to just be and breathe. But yeah, ngā mihi. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome, bro. I got two things I want to say. hey, this is that point where I go, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go over. I was just on my whenua last weekend, and I learnt karanga probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. But I never I learnt it here, but I never did it because I was like, I don't know why, I just never felt called to karanga. Because I knew I had to go back on my whenua and be taught, or just even have that space with my whānau and on my whenua. So we stood outside our urupa on our whenua, and my mum and her tuakana, we held this really short wānanga about karanga. And one of the things she said was, don't thank me, I've already been thanked. Just hug me. But we can't hug each other. So my one is, you don't need to thank me. Just continue breathing, continue breathing and finding those moments. You know, yeah, because for me, it really isn't like, this is a collective space. Yeah, I would have been talking to myself if you guys didn't come, and it wouldn't have been a while ago. But I would have done it. So yeah, that was the one thing I wanted to say. And the other part was, breath is like the moment where Moana sees Te Whiti. We stop and we breathe. That breath is an acknowledgement of, I can see what's going on. And when Moana is in the movie, Te Whiti is in like, "Ha!" And then like she stops and she's like, oh, she switches on. Okay, this is the fuck what's going on. You took your heart, right? Okay, let's stop. Let's stop and just face and just like walk towards everything that we're not doing right now. We're running, we're panicking, we're in fear, and yeah, Papa's just like, yeah, well, I'll fucking have this and have that. I believe, I wasn't going to bring up the cleansing piece, I was just here to listen, but I truly believe it's like, it's time for us to listen, hold more space, do more of this, Wānanga, meet, gather, yeah, just cause, yeah, just because it's what we need to do. So I'm going to wrap it up now with our karakia. And I've got it here so you can follow along if you want. Oh yeah, where is it? Here we go. So this is the same karakia that I opened up with. I'll close us off now. Before I do, does anyone have anything else to say? Well, I feel like this one is okay to be shared publicly. What do you guys reckon? There wasn't anything too heavy, taumaha, or what I look out for is personal experience. So if someone is having their moment and we hold a space for that person and it's particularly heavy for that person, that would be a red flag as to when I wouldn't share it out publicly. But this kind of seemed like, you're just a beautiful wānanga where we weaved and we received. Oof, that rhyme. Keep it. We weaved, we received, and it feels tika hono okay to share out. Okay. Message me if you change your mind. I won't put it up till tomorrow. So, and it's not like I have 100,000 followers anyway. I have like 3. So not a big deal, guys. On YouTube. Anyways, karakia whakamutunga, let us close off with our karakia. Whakataka tahau ki te uru, whakataka tahau ki te tonga, kia mātina kina ki uta, kia mātaratara ki tai, e hiaki ana te atukura he tio, he huka he hauhu, he hau mauri ora. That's us.
Ngā mihi.
I'll be doing these on the weekly. I'm a projector, so maybe see how my energy's going. But I plan to do them every week on a Wednesday, just with different kaupapa, just for us to come together. Yeah, and yarn and Wānanga and weave. So yeah, tell your friends and your aunties. That's us. My goodness, have your 2 minutes back.
Thank you so much.
Happy